Hello and welcome to a new video in Practical Sheets. Today we continue with our series of validating fields directly in Google Forms. Google Forms presents to us some built-in validations, for example, for the email or the web page, but they're very limited. The good thing is that there is a regular expression module or option in our short answers that allow us to be creative and do the validations we want with a little knowledge of regular expressions. So this is what we're going to do today. We're going to try to validate a date. Why do I say try? Because regular expressions evaluate texts, not numbers. And dates are actually numbers. So there are many instances where it will be very easy, but in many others, it may be done, but maybe the regular expressions will be a bit long or more complicated. So let's see what I mean. The first thing I would do is to choose date. And one would think that if there's a method where I could maybe block some of the dates, this would be excellent. But unfortunately, this date question is very limited in how we can modify it from a script, or you can see here that there is no validation option. Maybe in the future there will be, but so this is not an option. The good thing about date is that it validates automatically that it is a valid date. I have to put mandatory this format: day in 2 digits, month in 2 digits, and year in 2 digits. So this is good. This is the first validation, that it has to be a date and it has to be a valid date. What do I mean? I cannot put in my date 32. It automatically brings to 31. I cannot put 13. It brings to 12. And year, I could put whatever I want, but I cannot put 100,000, I have to put 4 digits. So this is good. This is the validation. But what I cannot do is to, for example, say I want a date only of 2020 or 2022 or March 2021, or I want it to be less than 15 of March of 2024. I cannot do that. So this is our first option. That, as I told you, it's good because it makes sure that it's a valid date. But that's it. I cannot do anything more. So this is the first option. The second option would be to have a drop-down or a multiple choice where I would manually put my dates. For example, I have a seminar, and this seminar is 3 days long, and I want to see for which date are you going to register. So I can put here 24th October 21. Here I will put 25 October 21, and here I'll put 26. So that's it. This would be a second option. This is a valid way of doing it. The thing is that it's a bit manual. And when there are many dates, it can be a bit cumbersome, or it can be a bit difficult for the user to choose from those many dates. If I say, no, it's any date in 2022, so there will be 365 options. So it's too much. The manual part, I could manipulate it or change it with the help of Google Sheets and Google Apps Script. So this is not a problem. But when there are many dates, it may not be the best option. So let's see a third option. That is the one we're going to dive deeply today. I'm going to choose my short answer. I'm going to put here date. And down here, I will choose response validation. Now I can see a new line that appears. So number is not good. Length is not good. Text is not good. So what I'm going to put is a regular expression and say that it matches. And I'm going to allow a description. And in the description, I'm going to say to my user what is the valid format. Valid format is, let's use the same one that Sheets uses. Double day, double month, 4 years, all separated by slashes. Okay? So the first thing we're going to do is to validate this format. So how do we do it? with a simple regular expression that starts with this inverse slash and a D. This means number, but I need 2 digits. So under brackets, I put 2. This means that I need 2 digits. Then I'm going to put a slash, then another 2 numbers. Inverted slash D, I don't know how it's called, 2, another slash, and finally, again, this inverted slash and D, but for 4 digits. Okay, let's update and let's try to do it. 04 06 2022. Perfect. And if I try to put another thing, some letters, it doesn't let me. And if I put some numbers, it doesn't let me. I cannot do it. And if I put, for example, 3 digits here, 012, and then 023, and then 5 or 6 digits, I cannot do it. In normal regular expressions, I will have to steal my expression with this little hat that I don't know how it's called, and this $sign, so that it makes sure that it's the only expression allowed. But since here I have matches, then I don't need this. If I would have contains, then I need to put this. Even if I put it here in matches, it won't change anything and it still work. So I think it's a good practice, especially if you want to learn regex, to have this. So let's just double check that it works. Let's submit again. It works perfectly. But if I put another thing, it won't work. Okay, so this is good. I just validated the format. The bad thing about this is that I can put any number I want. I can put the 35th of the month 15 of any year, and it will allow. This is the bad news, and it's not easy to change this. So for the moment, just know that this will be my first expression. I'm going to create here a new Google document, and I'm going to store my regular expressions here for reference. Now I'm going to show you another case. That is when I need some specific dates. Remember the first example I told you about a seminar where I have 3 dates? Okay, let's see how we can do it with regular expressions. Let's go to the first case, to the most simple case that I don't know when would you use it in an exam, where you would say, what was the date of the greatest terrorist attack on the US? So instead of this, I would do a regular expression that starts with this exponential, and I would just put the date, 11/09. I know that in the US, the dates are backwards, first the month and then the day, so, but here it doesn't make any difference actually. But let's say we are here in Latin American notation. So first the day, then the month, then the year. And then I would close it with a $sign. Let's see. If I put any other date, 12/10/2022, it's not. So, and if I put 11/09/21, it allows. Okay, so again, I wouldn't know when would someone use this validation, but it's just to let you know that it can be done. What I wanted to show you next is this sign that I find it at the left of the number 1 in my keyboard. And this sign means or in regular expressions. This means that it will only accept this, or it may also accept this other one, or it may also accept this other one. One thing I don't like about this is that the field for regular expressions is very small. So I'm going to take this and paste it here in my Google Docs where we can see it better. So for example, let's say we have a seminar that it's the 11th of November of 2021 and the 12th of November 2021, or the 13th of of November of 2021. Let's copy and paste it here. So now I have 3 possible options. If I say 14th November 2021, it cannot do it, but if I put the 12 or 13, it allows it. Okay? So this sign makes it possible to add many regular expressions, as many as I need. So one option, if I need all the year, is to have 365 regular expressions. I don't know how many does form support, but it's not the most efficient way. So let's try to do a validation where I actually can, knowing all that we know until now, let's try to do a validation where I can go for a validate, for example. But before we do that, this validation is not easy. So let's go for some easier validation. Let's say, for example, that I want a date in January 2021. How would we do it? So I need to separate this in different cases. Now that I know this OR operator, then I could separate it in different cases. So let's start. We'll try to do the most general case, and then we will handle exceptions. So let's start with January 2021. Okay. So January is 01. So there's no problem there. I will put my slash. That's good. Then January has, let's see, our calendar has 31 days. So in theory, this may work like this. I could open a square bracket and say, here I will allow these numbers, 0, 1, 2, and 3. Then I put another slash, and I will allow numbers 0 to 9. This minus sign means up to, okay? So 0 to 9. And finally, I will close with the $sign. This may work. The problem is I have 2 cases I don't want, 0, 0, and 32, 33, 34, up to 39. This cannot be valid. So I'm going to separate this in 3. The first one will be 1 and 2 and 0 to 9. This is no problem because I have from the 10th of January to the 29th of January, all valid dates. Perfect. Before looking at the other cases, I'm going to put my 2021 here and remove this slash. I don't need it because it's just this number and then the other number, but I don't need this slash. So let's look at the other option or the other case, that it will be from the 1st to the 9th. So I will say that it's here, it's going to be 0. And given that it's only one number, so I can remove my square brackets. And the only one I will need to remove from here is 0. So I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are the 9 options. I just removed the 0. That's it. And my third case will be for the 30s. So here I will put 3. And here I will only leave 0 and 1. These are my only options from 2021. So now I can just include my OR operator also here, and that's it. This is my regular expression for January 2021. Let's do triple click to select the regular expression I had. I delete it and I put the new one. Let's go here. Let's submit on the response. Let's try to put, so as I changed it to first my month, so I will say here month and day. And let's do it here. So it will be January. Let's try 32, 2021. I cannot do it. Or 00. I cannot do it. And if I put February 2, 2021, I cannot do it. But if I put January 2, 2021, it works. Okay? And if it's backwards, first the day and then the year, then you just place this expression first, and that's it. It's not a problem. So, seeing this example, then we could expand this to the months where we have 31st. So, January, March, May, July. Let's go up to July. Why? Because October and December start with a 1. So let's go up to July. So it will be 1, 3, 5, and 7. So here, I'm going to paste this down here, and I could change this to 1, 3, 5, and 7. And let's paste this here, here, and here. So now I have my validations for January, March, May, and July. If I paste this down here, we can do very similar. We can do April, June, actually August. I forgot August. So I will put here 8 also. So I have January, March, May, and July. May, July, and August. Now I'm going to do the ones with 30. So it will be April, June, and September. That's it. I'm going to paste this, and April, June, and September, it will be 4, 6, and 9. Here, here, and here. And the only thing is that here I don't need this one. I just can leave it with 30. Now let's do February. February is special. February will be 0, 2. Actually here it won't work. I will remove this 30 because February doesn't have 30. So this first one, I'm going to leave it just with 1, 10 to 19. The second one will be the 0 from 1 to the 9th. And I'll need now is this same one. But from the 20 to the 29th, let's leave it to the 29th. But given that the 2021 it's not a leap year, then I can leave it just to the 8th. So it will be 0, 2, and it starts on the 21 and it goes up to the 29 to the 28th. And here I will also remove this one and just leave it February 0, 2. Okay, so this is February. November will also be a particular case that ends on 30. So I can copy this one and I could say 11, 11, and 11, and I think it would work. Here is from the 10 to the 29th. Here is from the 1 to the 9th, from the 1st to the 9th, and here it's just the 30. So it works perfectly. And now I need my October and December are the only cases left. So here it will start on 1, and it may be 0 for October or 2 for December. Let's paste this here and paste this here. Okay, so from the 10th to the 29th of October or December, this would work. From the 1st to the 9th of October or December, it will also work. And the 30th and the 31st, it will also work. So I think that's it. I have more or less 10 or 12 cases in total. 3, 6, here 3 cases, here another 3, other 3, other 3, another 3. So it's almost 15 cases. Let's see if this works. Let's concatenate everything here with my OR sign. We're going to copy this and paste it. Now you can see why when I want to do something very complex as this, it's better to do it in another editor and then paste it here. Again, triple click, delete, and paste all my regular expression. Apparently it works. It doesn't have a limit yet. Let's go here, let's submit another response, and let's try 3 dates. Let's try to do February 27th of 2021. It works. Let's try to do January 1st of 2022. Doesn't work. Let's try to do 30th of February. Doesn't work. Let's try to do October 25th. It works. Let's try to do 01 of April. Apparently it all works. Okay. If I try to do, for example, 31st of June 31st, 2021, it doesn't work. So apparently we were able to do a validation for valid years for all 2021. And if I want to extend this to 2022, I may just change this to 1 and 2, but in all my cases. So maybe we can do this even in a Google Sheet, maybe better, and then concatenate it with a function or a formula. I just thought of this. I think it would have been better to put it in a Google Sheet and then concatenate everything and paste it in my font. Okay, so that's it. This may be a bit too complex, and maybe you can raise your hand and tell me if you know a better way of doing this with regular expressions in Google Forms. I know that there are better ways of doing it, maybe with HTML forms or something like that, but inside Google Forms, I don't know a better way. There may be, and if you let me know, I'm always trying to learn new things. But if not, I think this is maybe a bit complex way, but you have to be sometimes very creative to know how to phrase or how to build your regular expressions. But this works, and I think it may work for many of your projects. So as always, you'll find this extensive regular expression in the Patreon page, or you can subscribe to the YouTube channel and please hit the notifications button so you can know each week when a new video pops up. Thank you so much, and see you in the next video.